Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy's channel. So yesterday I've been not really going to different platforms to, I was trying to figure out how to explain myself. Anyway, I did see this video come across my timeline at one point, but I didn't go to it because there's many of these type of videos of story time and different things. Anyway, later on when I went to another person's channel, they were playing this lady's story. Now I don't know this content creator like that, but from what I've seen, she was giving women coaching on how to meet the perfect man, or how to be that feminine for the man. Later on, as the video proceeds, she goes into explaining about something what happened to her daughter. Now, I've spoken about SA lots of times. To me, abuse, it doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are, how in between you are, abuse is not on. Anyway, as she carried on explaining what she found on her daughter, and that she was very much upset about what had happened to her daughter. Now, being that she is what, as they term, a gold digger, a woman who's kept whatever, however you want to put it, to me, it doesn't matter. I have also used from a show something to do with this same thing. And I've used the Madea story. I've used Woman Out Loosened. There's been numbers of breakdowns about abuse. To me, I feel like when you have children, or whether you have children with the man, some men have no boundaries to doing abuse. Women also do abuse as well. So let's be clear on that, right? It's both sexes that does it. Now, the fact that this lady has termed herself a trophy wife, now she's called herself Isis. It's neither here nor there, really. When a man is keeping a woman, he feels he has the power to do whatever he wants. Now, there is stories of fathers impregnating daughters. Is not new at all to some of the content creators who cover abuses on a daily, because we've heard stories about this. So when she's talking specifically about this now, everybody's opinions is being put out. Now, how I look at it like this now, okay? Hi, Ebony. How I look at it like this, and it's coming from someone who has gone through abuse as a child, come out the other end. It doesn't matter who it is, cousin, grandfather, husband, it's abuse. Now, my thing with this is what I feel she should have done. Okay, talking as a mother, she should have gone, but she has taken it to the hospital, taken it to the police, probably not put it on YouTube, maybe put it on YouTube as a warning to other mothers that if you meet or if you meet this type of man, these are the signs. If you see this with your daughter, these are the signs. If you see that, these are the signs. Maybe she did it that way. I feel that a lot of people will not be looking at her, side-eyeing her. Not only that, right? When you are a content, I'm starting to sound like Jazzy Life now. When you are a brand, and you are saying that how right you are telling women, well, this is this, and then something's happened to you, people are looking at you because really, even describing what happened to the child is traumatizing. It will trigger people. People will be triggered, especially people who have gone through that, probably blacked out in their mind, all sorts of stuff. Now, when I was in one of the reactors um, um, channels, she cried, and it's fair. I don't know who she is. She is supposedly. I don't know who she is neither, Ebony, myself, right? So I'm just going by what I've seen around the streets of the YouTube, right? They said that how she gives coaching, telling women how to get a man and all this stuff. I can actually pull up one of her stuff if you want me to, but I feel that is played out. You know what I'm saying? Now, the fact is, a child was abused in all of this, or it could have been two, might have been abused, right? And she's come to tell her story, and don't know. There's different opinions, because what's happened is when you throw something on YouTube, there'll be different opinions, especially people seeing you giving advice on certain stuff. It's a bit like Derek Jackson, his wife, when he was giving women on how to be this woman for a man, and then later on, now right, we found out that how he was cheating. Now in her case, this is more severe because this is really a crime. This is a crime, and there's children involved, right? She's talked out about it, which is fair. She has to talk out about it. She didn't mention the man's name. She didn't outed the man, which is interesting. She didn't outed the man. When you're looking for her on the internet, there's no pictures or sites or pictures of him. He's supposed to be a 70-odd man. He's supposed to be a rich, some type of rich man, because she calls herself a gold digger. And like I'm saying, like when you get into these certain types of relationship, a man like that feels that he has the right to do anything. Now, the child was 4 years old, first of all. Secondly, there were signs of abuse, which she described. That's the now you're talking my language now, Ebony. Now you're talking my language. Not everything should be on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying there is a perfect way to go around this situation because it involves a child. Right. So she should have dealt with this and then probably come back to give the conclusion, and this is what I did, and this is what happened, and this was the outcome, and now we are in the midst of going to court, or maybe something like that. Now, people was asking, is she checked the other children? Now, really, yes, maybe she should check the other children just to make sure as well. Take them to the police, because you can actually get, I think they're saying that how the perpetrator will go down. And especially if it's been going on for a long time and you have evidence of it, the fact that how you've seen evidence of it, so that is involving a kit, photographs, whatever. I don't know how deep they go, right? I don't want to say I'm speculating. I'm just thinking out loud that how the child gets justice, because some of this goes unspoken. Now, luckily, she was changing the child. She checked for her child. She knows what the child looks like. the child was crying. I don't know whether I should play the video. I'm just under two minds here. Whether I should go down that road. I'm going to have to do it because I don't know who she is neither. I don't know who she is. Let me see. And they're putting trigger warnings on it everywhere. Let me see. Hold on. They're putting trigger warnings everywhere. And it is a trigger warning because it's sensitive. It's a sensitive subject when you're talking about abuse.
It was Daddy. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters.
To me, she also did something about it. You see, she's taking it now and she's taking it to the hospital and she's had them evaluated, which is what everybody was pondering, whether she got them evaluated or whatever. So she's got them evaluated. And then she's found out that how he's been abusing the two of her daughters, right? So anybody who's triggered by this is very sensitive. This is a very sensitive subject by all means, right? Because somebody somewhere has been through abuse. So when I play this, just bear in mind this is very sensitive, okay? Now I thought that there was nothing done. Like maybe this was a point for her to monetize off of it, because you know a lot of people monetize off of a lot of stuff. Why did I get married? To who did I get married? All that stuff. So that's what I'm coming from. Now, my thing is more like the child, the safety of the child, the fact that this lady's known, the fact that the type of content she's put out, and that is what is reflecting on her. Now, she as a mum, yes, we can chastise her. We can say, oh, this, that. Right? A man could be the nicest man. He can be the most loving man. A perpetrator can have children. He can have lots of money. And everything's a cost, and he will have the right to do whatever he has to do. And now when I'm listening to this part here, because this is the part I think people's missing, right? The fact that she's done something about it speaks volumes of her as a mother. She did something about it. She's taken it to the law, which is where it should be taken to. That way the child is in, I would say, some type of that way the child will get some kind of therapy, some type of something, because like with these type of crimes, it gets unspoken about. There is a wall of silence through families. So I could literally take this from this situation and go and throw it into families, the weird uncle, the creepy man, all sorts of stuff, right? And it's true. When a man asks, how old is your children, which Elizabeth did highlight yesterday, you have to look at them funny sometimes, because that could mean anything. And I'm not saying all men are like this. No, I'm not. I'm not saying all men are like this. Then you have to look out for the boys because they go for boys. On the dark side of Ocean, Yemi, I played a man who said he was having an affair with his auntie's husband, when in fact the guy was abusing him. But he, in his mind, turned, I don't know whether he tried to make it a certain way in his mind. So that's what I'm saying. That how, yes, we can chastise this woman. But there's many women who's come out with the same story. But the only difference with this one is that this one is viral and she's a known content creator. But there's some that is not highlighted, right? Or if it is highlighted, only certain channels highlight certain abuses. So therefore, this lady, what she's done, she's taken the steps for her children. Let me change the screen. She's taking the steps for her children so that the perpetrator, so that the perpetrator can come to justice. Now, the difference with this man is that he's a rich man. So, I mean, nowadays, right, like a lot of things is getting brought out, a lot of things are getting exposed where children is concerned. So I believe that something will be done. However, but he's going to get a lot of opinions, right? Remember, YouTube is a big place. This video can go any which way. So she has spoken out. The fact that she has spoken out alone as a mother, what she's doing, she's telling you the signs. Like when she went to change the child, she saw there was something wrong with the child and she took it to the law. Whether she's a gold digger or not has nothing to do with this. In my eyes, okay, this has nothing to do with this. This is just a mother that is doing what she needs to do. She's done more than us, say, others that have come out that we know on the YouTube, where essay is not dealt with, or either it's used as a weapon on here for others. This lady's not doing that. This lady is literally breaking down crying in front of the camera. Maybe she thought that how she needed to do this because of the content that she had produced. And I take back what I said earlier, that she needed to tell the people what had happened to her because she feel that she has to let other women know, sorry, I'm jumping. My mind will jump, sorry. She feels that she needs to tell people. This is like a warning to all mothers. This is a warning to all mothers, right? Because we have heard stories of men impregnating their daughters. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you are. The only reason why I always use the West Indies, because I know a lot of things goes on in the West Indies. So I would use all the West Indies, and I come from the Caribbean, so I would use that as a thing. Now, this lady here, she just said, hold on, let me play it, because I feel like I'm going to talk and then I'm going to I might lose points. And if I am, please correct me, bring me back, and then I would correct what I said.
So I asked her, I said, "Baby, did somebody touch you?" And she ended up saying it was Daddy. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters.
And the fact that the child was able to say, to tell her mum, maybe she must have been telling her, look, if anybody do blah, blah, blah to you, tell me. So when she asked the daughter, now this is where like we have to take into context. Hi, Sniper. We have to take into context that how she asked her child, did so-and-so touch you? And the child replied and said, yes. Then she found out he did it to both daughters. So that means that man has no boundaries. He, given the chance, he probably would have done it to her sons as well, because there is men who is like this. And we hear of these stories all the time, right? And when we hear of this, to me, right, and people saying it's an allegation. The fact that she's talking about it, I will not say it's an allegation. Right now, it's not an allegation, because the only thing we don't know who the man is. She hasn't outed the man. If she outed the man, like, and bear in mind, I did do another content creator where they said that how he might have been doing something, and then later on somebody came and confirmed. So sometimes, right, I think like we have to listen carefully and take heed to when these content creators come out and talk like this, because she says she's a trophy wife has nothing to do with it. To me, that have nothing to do with it. This is just the mother talking about what happened to her daughter and the steps she took to do it, because this is a warning to other mothers, not because like you feel that, okay, this is a good man. And it's not every man should meet your child. It's not every man that your child should be in contact with. It's not every man that your child, like, if you feel uncomfortable when you are talking to somebody and he's touching her hair, whatever, then you tell the child, look, you don't let no one touch your hair. You don't sit on nobody's lap. You don't do this. You don't do that. And then that's why I always say, sometimes it's better to wait when children has left the house or the place. I know some women don't want to wait. They want to feel attractive. They want to feel loved. They want to feel this. They want to feel that. Abusers, what they tend to do, they go for the mum with children, right? Most cases. I'm not saying all men do this. Once again, I'm not saying all men do this. Some men will unalive a man just for that action. And in prison, this is not taken too lightly. We've seen this done on many for years. And to me, I feel we are going to hear more stories like this coming out. So I feel a little, I have empathy for her, because I know, being a child who's been abused myself, right? And it's not something that people talk about in the YouTube streets, because people find it hard to talk about these things, because they feel that they will be looked upon and they'll be judged and this and that and that and that. Bear in mind, this is a 4-year-old. This is a 4-year-old. So people need to take and put in their head, that's a 4-year-old. Right. That could be your family, however you want to take it, right? And I know people say, oh, well, people get invested. Yes. When you hear cases, when you hear stuff like, when you see videos like this, and there are many, right? I've spoken about this on the Dark Side of Ocean Yemi. I've seen videos of 12-year-olds getting with bellies on social media. I've seen, even I got mad one time. I came on my channel and I spoke. I said on Facebook, I saw something on Facebook and somebody was filming it. And the fact that the person was filming it, they didn't even go out and stop it. They didn't go out. And I said, the sad thing is about it is that how when people are giving warnings and stuff like this and saying certain stuff and saying, okay, right, this is what you look out for, there's also a family code as well, because like there is also a creepy uncle, weird friends that come around. So bear in mind, I feel, right, we might hear the ending of this story. Hopefully she will get them therapy, the children that is going through this. Okay. And it's not right by any means. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you are, rich, poor, black, white, orange, purple, green, whatever. There is stories like this. So the man thought that he had the power to do whatever. So he took it, he essayed the children. So when I heard that little snippet, because the snippet I heard was the bit what this person cut, and she was crying. On top of it, she's pregnant, or she's had the baby. I think she's had the baby, and it is sad. And these things go on all the time. That's why when people was talking up for certain children on here, and saying certain stuff containing a man in the house, I came back for you know who. You have to be very aware of certain stuff. Sometimes, right, yes, you can be overprotective. Yes, be bloody overprotective. You have to be. In this, well, whatever century time it is, you have to be overprotective. You have to not just take a person by face value because it look and sound good. Okay, I'm going to get with this person. You don't know the man. You don't know his history. Before, people used to be able to go and search and find out who they're with. Now, I don't know whether they can do that now. People used to go and research and find out the man they're with. So this is my thoughts on this situation, because I feel like people are looking, I don't know, I'm not going to say looking at the wrong stuff. Everybody have their own opinions and thoughts and on certain stuff. I personally feel sorry for the children. I think I'm more sorry for the children. It's not about the bloody woman. I don't care that she's a gold digger. That ain't got nothing to do with what. It's the children that went through the essay and that went through the essay. I feel that's more to look at that, because they are kind of they're traumatized, and we don't know how long it's been going on for. She didn't go into how long, so she's taking it to the law, which is a start. That's better than nothing. To me, that's better than nothing. The only thing is, right, some cases, some people can pay a police and stuff, there's all this sort of rubbish that goes on. We don't know how big or rich this person is, and she hasn't outed him. So until we see pictures of the man as well, and even if she goes quiet and she goes and deals with this after she said all this, right, I will say, right, more feel for the children. It's the children you have to worry about. Okay? So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on this, really. I don't think, like, me bashing her is going to help the situation. I'm not going to bash her. I'm not going to belittle her. She came on, she told her story. She's telling the world her story. That's what she's done. She's come on here. She's telling the people, well, I found this, and this is what I had to do. And now they're gone to the hospital. The police is doing A, B, C, D, E, or G. And we have to, there's hope that she gets justice for the children. And I don't know what else to say. It's sad when you see stuff like this on YouTube on a daily, and it comes like, I would say I've seen loads of stuff. There's loads of stuff I was to talk about the essays. Essays content are very sensitive because you don't know who you're triggering on the other side of the screen, first and foremost. And like Ebony said, not everything is for YouTube. Not everything is for YouTube. Some things are warnings. Are warnings, and people need to take heed. Okay, so this is how I feel on the whole situation. I just watched their man, and his heart was bleeding for her. The fact that she went through this. A man was talking about the same thing, and he said he was triggered by it. So, like I said, I'm not going to belittle the lady. I'm not going to put her down. I'm not going to call her names. I'm not going to say that. No, she did the right thing. She said, you know what? I'm out. I'm taking my children and I'm gone, and I'm going to try to get justice for my child. And I feel that's what she is doing. Even if she don't bring it all to YouTube, maybe she needs to stay off of YouTube and sort this out for the children's sake. I don't know whether the children is on the YouTube either, because that means that people already seen them, they know them. So that's another thing to think about. Okay, essay is not a joke. Abuse is not a joke. It's not a joke. No matter, and there is some sick individuals out there, so we have to bear in mind there is. Okay, so that's what I want to say on this side of the pond. It's sad that children have to go through such BS. So, you know, I don't know what else to say on that. I just thought I'd put my opinions on it. Okay. So, thank you, Ebony, for coming through. And Sniper for coming through. And yeah, I cover this. I used to cover this a lot, but nobody was listening. So it took this influencer to come out and talk. But there's been many influencers talking about this. Many. The only difference is this one went viral. But there's some that don't go viral. So, you know, she's not the only one who's going through this. But the fact that she's brought it here, she's saying, okay, I found this. And I'm going to repeat. She said, I found ABCD on my child, and I had to leave where they're at. And then I had to, what else did she say? I took him to the hospital. Then they got sent to another hospital, I think, if it's the same one. And then afterwards, police must be involved now, must be. So, yeah. So good night, Ebony. Well, it's not night over here, it's just turned morning over here. It's morning, it's like 9:35 over here. So until the next live, and like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to waffle. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Everybody's gonna give their opinions. I would say listen to everybody's opinions on this. Everybody have a different uptake on this. The men's even talking about it. I'm going to put one man who's talking about it, and I'm going to put him on my community tab and hear how he talks about it.